Hello, 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 and welcome to Soul Infused Monday. Okay. And I have to laugh right now. One of the things on the list today, well, it's about how to set up your morning to stay in first place. And let me know if you're actually here and see me, because I had some issues lately. And I just had to laugh while I was waiting to get on here. I was following another thread on Facebook. And I was preparing. I was so in it that I nearly missed the time to go live. So it's so funny. So stay away from social media in the morning. It's not morning for me anymore, but anyway. Welcome to Soul Infused Monday with today's topic, how to set up your morning to stay in first place. And why to stay in first place? The last few weeks I spoke a lot about taking care, self-care. What does it mean to put yourself first? What does it mean to take care of yourself? What does that all mean? In the last few weeks you spoke about that a lot, and being selfish and what's the difference. So today it's really about how can you implement that, and what can you do, especially in the morning, for you to stay in a self-care, self-love, first place status, so to say. So, and if you're new to my show, my name is Sonia Bueno de la Torre, and I'm here to help you to know, love, and trust yourself so you can live your most authentic, fulfilled, and meaningful life. So, who's on here today? I always love to see who's on, who's live, and get something to write. You might want to take some notes today. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on the things that I do in the morning. I'm going to share a little bit about why it is so important, how to deal with resistance, and what's actually the super #1 thing in order to succeed. So you don't need anything right now, but let me know that you're here. And if you're watching the replay, leave a comment below so I know you're here, and click the like and love button just to send me some love. So Emily is here, good morning. Alyssa, hello. Tina, Heather, Chicago, Denmark, fantastic. Okay, so, and if this topic resonates with you, if you have specific questions, please put them in the thread here below, because I'm going to answer your questions, and it's a great opportunity for you to get extra support. So, I woke up this morning feeling like a train wreck. So, do you sometimes have days that you wake up and you feel like crap, you feel like exhausted, you feel like, whoa, all kind of like, you know, having a night, weird dreams, just tired, like, you know, like you don't wake up feeling like this, shiny, bright light being. So I have days, those days too, right? And I'm sharing this with you for several reasons. #1, to take off the illusion that in social media a lot that is presented, oh my God, everybody's perfect and everybody's having it all together. No, nobody has it. And you know, I'm very transparent. And I wake up in the morning and feel like crap sometimes. And therefore, a morning routine is for me as important as for you. So, and the reason why I felt like a train wreck this morning is I sadly found out just recently that I have to move out of this beautiful apartment because it got sold and the new owners want to live here. So it came very sudden. I was not prepared for it, very unexpected. And I've been apartment hunting the last 4 days and I'm exhausted. So, and a lot comes up with that when you know, when your life gets shaken, and besides of the sadness, having to leave, besides of that it's never the right time for things to happen, and a lot of stuff gets triggered, and you know, I was dealing with feelings of overwhelm and anxiety and excitement and just time management. So a lot of things were going on, and usually I have time in the weekends to recharge, to take care of myself, to you know, kind of like do more quiet things. So I was very, very busy the last few days. So I woke up in the morning and I didn't feel so great. And I'm going to share with you what I usually do in the mornings. Today was a little bit different. And also how you can get started, because regardless if you do currently have a morning routine, if you have like more like a half on, like half off, or you don't have any, you will benefit from this, and you can always take your morning routine to the next level. So I'm curious, who in here has a morning routine? And more people are joining in. Super. Oklahoma is here. All right, here, Alyssa, I top the stressors in Morwing. Yeah, sending love, Lam. Thank you so much. So who in here has a morning routine? And let me tell you for a moment why I believe this is so super important. Talking about self-care, feeling good about yourself in order also to provide for others, what I said last week. And if you haven't watched last week's episode, definitely go back and do that. How you set up your day in the morning will set the tone for the rest of the day. It will set the foundation of how you are going to move through the day. And often when we are already rushed in the morning and think, oh, I don't have time to meditate, or I don't have time for myself, you're gonna create that energy and you will keep that energy throughout the whole day. So, and I often bring up the analogy about the brushing your teeth. So imagine you don't brush your teeth in the morning and you only brush your teeth at night. Or because you were so busy, you didn't even take time to brush your teeth in the evening, you just end up not brushing it. And maybe you don't, and you end up not brushing it for 3 days, maybe even for longer than that. So just tune into your mouth, tune into your morning. Like imagine you don't brush your teeth in the morning, right? And how that would make you feel. So when it comes to your energetical and emotional and mental hygiene, that's the same thing. So you want to take in the morning some time for your own personal care to set yourself up for a day where you can actually be successful, productive, joyful. And if I wouldn't have a routine like that, I wouldn't be here with you right now because I would still feel like a train wreck. Does it make sense? Okay, good. So, often it's a time issue. We have resistance, we have thoughts, we have excuses, a lot is going on. And it does not have to be perfect. And you want to find something that's right for you. So I will give you some ideas. I will give you some of the things I think are the most valuable. However, you want to find something that's right for you, and you got to start where you are at. You know, if I tell you, get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and exercise for an hour and meditate for an hour, most likely everybody's like, yeah, I don't do that either, by the way. But find something that works for you. And the number one thing really that will help you to succeed over time is consistency. As commitment and consistency. You want to do it every day, not just sometimes, because you also brush your teeth every day. You don't think, oh yeah, maybe in 2 days when I have more time, I will brush my teeth. No, you don't think about it. It's consistent. It's a commitment. It's a habit. And it will take time for you to get there. Okay? So I'm curious, what are your current morning routines like? And is this landing? Do you agree with me? Would you like to have a more centering, pleasant way to start the morning so that you're centered, you feel good about yourself, you feel connected, and you feel like you can take on the day? And what is maybe holding you back? Just some things for you to explore. Emily says she has a morning routine and she would like some tweaks. Yes, you're going to a new and better place. Yes, thank you, yes. So tweaking, yeah, if you have a morning routine and you want to tweak it in some ways, great. Also an example about you finding your own way. There's so many people speak about different things and I'm only one of them. And why should you listen to me? Is because I have an experience and I am happy to share it with you. However, you just take the pieces of it that work for you. Because my morning routine now has developed over many years. I generally on average, I get up at 5:30 in the morning. If you would have told me this a few years ago, I would have laughed in your face and I would have thought that was the most ridiculous thing to do. And I didn't come to the place to get up so early because I forced myself and I pushed myself. It's because over time, I was getting up earlier and I made an experience of the things that work for me and that don't work for me. So it doesn't matter exactly that it has to look a certain way. It has to be consistent. It has to work for you, and it will be a challenge in the beginning, period. If it would be easy, everybody would do it, and our world would look a different place. And here, a morning routine, Claudia, morning quiet time with coffee, then move around. Great. Meditating, journal to check on where I'm at, and exercise sometimes, Alyssa. Great. Okay, good. So I give you a few tips if you want to write them down. And there are way more, but I'm just going to give you a few. And you might relate to this. I have one of my clients the other day who was also doing the self-love boot camp. It's like, man, Sonia, I really would love to meditate in the morning. I'm just having such a hard time for some reason. I don't even know why. And it's such a challenge for me. It's a struggle for me to take the time in the morning for myself to sit down and meditate. Does that resonate? I mean, do you, for maybe it's not even meditation for you, but you are not alone with this. Like, it is to create new pathways, to create a morning routine that works for you, that sets you up for success, will take time. And of course, it's going to be a challenge because it's stretching you to do something that you're not used to. Okay. So here's my first tip, and I'm just looking over there. I made a few notes so that I don't forget things. One of the tips that I give is prepare already the night before. You want to have in the evening, before you go to bed or before you start the day, you want to actually know what you want to do in the morning. Because otherwise you will be busy thinking about it in the morning. You will be unclear. You won't make decisions. And then time is running past and it's like, oh, I don't have time for this, right? So the evening before, you want to set the intention. You want to be clear on what you're going to do, and you want to prepare. One thing that I do is, just because it's such a habit now, I meditate every morning. It's not negotiable. It's not even something that needs anything. However, to this day, I always put my mat and my meditation cushion on the floor before I go to bed. Like I meditate back here. And so at night when I go to bed and my day is my day is about to finish, I always put it there. So one of the things why I recommend that to you is the morning when we wake up and we are kind of like, all kind of like energetically all tangled up and maybe tired, emotional, energetically a mess, resistance will come up way easier, and you might talk yourself out of it. And it sometimes sounds so good. It says, Sonia, you're tired. Just sleep a little longer. That will do you good. Maybe you have those thoughts. Oh, maybe I just stay a little. I'm so tired. I think my body needs more sleep. That's for me. So that's bullshit, because I feel actually worse if I stay longer in bed, and I feel worse if I don't use the morning. So for me, that's not something I indulge in, because that just doesn't work for me, right? But it sounds good. It says, oh, I'm taking care of myself. I'm going to sleep longer. Not so sure about that. So prepare at night, then get up maybe a few minutes earlier. Get up a few minutes earlier than usual, so that you have the time, so that you're not in a rush. If you are new to taking a morning routine, start with 5 minutes, but do that every day. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, top up 20 minutes, wherever you are. You want to have a consistent quality time with yourself. My number one recommendation is meditation, and especially a energy-based meditation that I teach, where you really have that in-flow movement where you actually shift your energy while you're meditating. Breathing, exercising. Another really, really great thing to do right in the morning is gratitude. And a lot of people talk about gratitude, and it sounds like, oh my God, yeah, gratitude, I know it's great. Have gratitude, no attitude. And yet it's so powerful. Even if you fake it in the beginning. But early this morning, I give you an example. I woke up this morning, and I felt already, oh my God, my body is tired. I feel exhausted. I'm drained. I didn't even have a real weekend. I was kind of getting in that mindset. First thing I do is I take a deep breath. I take a deep, deep breath, and I immediately focus on the things I'm grateful for. And at times when I'm actually healthy, I'm simply grateful that and I think of the last time I had food poisoning and I thought I would die. I was sitting here, it was very early when I moved here to the Dominican Republic. I was by myself, barely knew anyone. I was on that couch, sweating, freezing. I was nauseous. I really thought, oh, it was so horrible. In that moment, the only thought I had was, I wish I would be healthy. I wish I would feel good, just healthy, not nauseous. Just not feeling nauseous, just feeling good. And I would have given anything for that. As soon as we are healthy again, we take it for granted and then we get caught up in stuff. So the first thing I did this morning, I took a deep breath while I was still in bed, even my eyes were still closed, and took a deep breath and said, I'm so grateful that I'm not nauseous, literally. And I'm grateful that I can breathe through my nose, because when we are sometimes, congested or we just take it for granted. I was grateful that I can actually breathe through my nose. I'm grateful that I have two hands. I'm grateful that I can see through my eyes. I'm grateful that I hear. I'm grateful that I can get up and I can actually walk because my feet and my legs and everything is working. So I'm kind of like really honor what's working, and I go into gratitude and focusing on that, because your energy follows attention. So I could focus on, oh my God, I'm so tired, or hey, I'm grateful for. So gratitude, very great thing to do in the morning. Another thing that you can do is simply coming up with 3 affirmations. I'm doing something similar in my self-love bootcamp right now to create really a consistency in their daily morning routine. Come up with 3 affirmations that work with you and just say them out loud right when you're getting up, and take 3 deep breaths. It's not rocket science. You don't have to overcomplicate it. No, you should even actually not overcomplicate it. You just got to do it. You just take one step, and the only thing you need to do is to get started. Just one thing that you do in the morning. So let's repeat. Prepare at night. Take time in the morning, do meditation, breathing, affirmation, gratitude, exercise, whatever works for you. Create something that works for you, and take that quality time to set the tone for the rest of the day. And I'm going to tell you a few things that you should not do in the morning, that I would not recommend you doing in the morning, because that will set yourself up for a different type of energy. So here are the not to's in the morning. You want to hear them? I'm here. So am I landing here? I'm talking. Yeah, gratitude. Yes, thank you for the gratitude reminder. Yeah, gratitude is such a big thing. I sometimes forget about it too. So that's okay. So yeah, Alyssa is saying, I have that thought too. If I sleep longer, it will work. Yeah, it usually doesn't, right? Usually. Sometimes our body needs sleep. I'm not, don't get me too literal and put it like, if you don't sleep for days and you need sleep, and you sleep. You know what I'm talking about this excuse that mindset is like, oh yeah, you kind of like talk yourself out of getting up because your mind is tricking you into, ooh, it's going to be good for me, but somehow it's not. Okay, so the things not to do in the morning to help you set up the morning so that you stay in first place and in a good energy. Number 1, don't watch the news ever in the morning. It's my suggestion. I'm not saying you should do that. That's what I do. I never watch the news in no time of the day. I don't watch the news ever. Why? Because they only focus on scarcity, lack, pain, and the horrible things that are happening out there, and there's no balance. So it's not about, ignoring what's out in the world. I'm very aware of what's out in the world. And, some people judge me for not watching the news. I'm totally fine. You can totally judge me for that. However, it sets the tone for the day with fear, anxiety, and anger, negativity, heavy energy. Why would you do that to yourself and to others? So don't watch the news in the morning. I would say don't watch the news at all. But anyway, that's up to you. But not in the morning. Don't check your emails in the morning. Don't check social media in the morning. As soon as you are in there, you're caught, you're lost. I mean, I don't know about you, but once I'm on Facebook, I stay on Facebook. Like if you do that first thing in the morning, or you check your emails and you think, oh, I'm just going to check my emails real quick, and then, oh my God, I have to respond to this, and then whoop, you're behind. So don't do that. Don't snooze. Remove the snooze option on your alarm. Snoozing is an energy killer. Snoozing is an energy killer. You can quote me on that. Okay, no snoozing, no news, no social media, emails and all of that stuff. You want to totally avoid that as the first thing you do in the morning. Does that make sense? Am I landing here? Tell me a little bit what you're hearing me say. Yes, landing. Okay, hi Darlene, landing. I don't watch the news, but then I judge myself for not doing it. How interesting. Yes, well, drop that. Great that you're not doing it, and look deeper, like why would you, what's the benefit? What's the benefit for you and others to watch the news? I would be genuinely curious, because here's my thing. That's a great topic. I will talk about this another time. To be immersed in all that negativity and scarcity from media, especially, you know, and you end up like, how does that help you if you have that in you, and how does that help you serve others when you have that energy? So, but there's way more to say, and I'm happy to talk about this another time. So, do you guys have any questions? Snoozing is an energy killer, yes. Yes, I spend way too much time on Instagram in the morning. Tamira, I hear you. Imagine for a moment, and that's not only for Tamira, this is for everyone, because I know a lot can relate to this. What if for the next 7 days, you stop doing any social media in the morning? Just imagine that. And it's like an addiction even. It's like, it will be hard to do it, but just tune in. What if you use that energy that you get lost in your phone or your tablet or laptop, and you use that time to focus on yourself? Just tune in for that for a moment, okay? And I want to give you a 7-day challenge. In my current self-love bootcamp, I always like to, you know, give them consistent assignments and worksheets, because consistency is key and the most difficult thing to do. Knowing doesn't help you. Having a bigger, more strategies don't help you. It's to do the deeper inner work and to stay consistent is what really will make the difference. So for the next 7 days, choose one thing, not 10, not 20, choose one thing that's either new to your routine because you didn't have a routine to begin with, or you have a routine that you want to tweak, or you know there's one thing to enhance your morning routine. You choose one thing right now, right here, right now. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't wait until later. Choose one thing here right now. Put it in the chat box and let me know if you're going to be committed to doing this for the next 7 mornings. Only 7 mornings. Afterward, it says, commit to 7 mornings. Choose one thing right here, right now. Take action. Don't overcomplicate it. You don't need to be perfect. You only need to get started. One thing for the next 7 mornings. And if you're in, hit the love button right now. Regardless if you're live on the replay, write that one thing in the comment section and let me know if you're in for the next 7 days. Okay, I'm gonna jump off in about 30 seconds. Let me see. No social media before noon, except for this show. This has been so good. Okay, thank you so much, Emily. I love this. Yeah, this show is an exception. No, gratitude, Alyssa, great. Okay, others, I'm gonna stand for another few seconds. What is the one thing you're gonna implement for the next 7 mornings to make a difference in your life, to set the tone for a better day? I'm in, Tina, yes, gratitude, love it. Olga, watch the replay, super, and I love that you're in Mexico. Go back and watch the replay, super, super great topic today. Okay, great. Take a nice deep breath. Take a nice deep breath. Tune in to the one thing you're gonna do for the next 7 days. And come back next Monday where I'm gonna talk about how to actually set the boundaries and why boundaries are such a beautiful thing to begin with, to actually get this all done. Because knowing what to do is one thing, doing it is another thing, and what's often holding us back is that we don't set the boundaries and we don't say no. So we're gonna talk about this on Monday, so stay tuned, invite a friend that needs to hear this, share this Facebook Live if it was valuable, and set yourself up for a successful morning by setting the intention already today, and remind yourself tonight And I wish you a fantastic, wonderful, soul-infused rest of your day. Much love.